Hello, and welcome to the second project of this grading cycle. Um, you will start by navigating to the student share folder. Go back to this classroom, which is the second project. This is titled Depth of Field. So open up this assignment, and this is what it's going to look like. We're going to turn it into a Word document. So this is what your project is going to look like when you're finished, okay? So back to so if we're turning in a Word document, we'll just start by creating a Word document, a blank one. Then we'll start by inserting the picture of the dog just before. So we're going to navigate back to the student share folder so we can grab that picture of the dog. Depth of field, and grab the picture of the dog. Let's just resize it to the size we want to. That looks good. Right click on it, and we're going to choose the size and position to get it to give us some options of putting it where we want to, so we can move it around. That looks good. So we'll leave that where it is. Then we're going to just double click on the dog picture, the JPEG, and open it in Adobe Photoshop so we can make some changes to it. So we're going to use the Elliptical Marquee tool. So if you want to draw from the center of your selection, you can hold down the Alt key and just draw out. Okay? To select the subject, which is the dog, and you can decide where it wants to go. If you don't want to do that, the other option is to draw it from the corner and draw out. While you're still holding down the mouse, if you hold down the space bar, you can move this around, decide where you want to put it. So it looks good there. Okay. Now we want to refine the edge. So we don't want this sharp line on the edge. We want it to kind of fade in. And so that is called feather. And so we're going to set that. You can see here that it's kind of fading in. And so we're going to set that to a 30. And we're going to click OK to make those changes. It's going to go back to the original image, but we want to select the inverse of that. We actually want to change the picture and not the subject of the dog's face. Now we're going to put a filter on it, a blur with a radial blur. So they use the setting of 8. Click OK. Photoshop will put a radial blur on it. And now we're going to deselect our selection to see what it looks like. So we get this 3D effect, the imitation of a 3D effect, where it looks like the dog's face is coming out at us because the blurring of the rest of the picture there. So now we will actually save this file as a JPEG. Save it as dog1, and we'll put it in our pictures. We're just going to save it. Say there. That one's already created, but that's fine. The size there is not important. Just make sure it's around 10. It just increases the file size if you slide this over to a higher setting. Let's say OK. Now we want to put this image that we just created into our Word document. So we're going to say Insert, Picture. Navigate back to our pictures. And we're going to select dog1. And the center there, it's going to be large again, but we're going to resize it to the size we want. We're going to right click on to choose the size and position, text warping, and going to be behind text so we can modify where it's positioned. And this one looked a little big, so move that one down. So you have your before and after picture there. So next we are going to add a header. So it's required for a 90 to get a header, to add a header. So we're going to choose insert and choose a header. It's got some preset headers here, but I recommend choosing the blank 3-column one. Okay. So now you just click on the text there. So you're going to type in your name. Okay. So you won't have to tab or do anything, so you're just going to click on the next one. So this one would be like maybe the class period, and this is going to be the date. So date 5/1/14. Okay. So 5/1/14. Okay. Once we get those changes made, we'll close the header. Then we'll go back to here so we can learn to get a 90, you're going to need to add a picture of before and after with this dog and your own picture before and after is with creating that radial blur. Okay, so that'll be a 90, and you're going to need to insert your header. Okay, and 95 will be labeling the pictures in the word art. Okay, before and after, and 100 is using auto shapes, would be the arrows, and 105 is adding color to your background. Okay, so if you wanted to do those, then we're just going to insert some shapes, and we're going to use these arrow shapes. You can use whatever shapes you'd like to. So we'll use some shapes there to get those to fit. And we'll just hit enter to get a cursor there. We're going to type in before. Highlight the word before so we can set the font size and the style. 48 looks good. 48 looks good. And I'm going to set my font to be Tacoma. Okay, that looks good there. So now we're going to do the other image. So we insert the shape, block arrow with the one I'm using. So just get that to be right. Click enter. So now we can type in the word after and highlight that word there. And choose the font size and settings we want. 48 again looks good. And Tacoma. So you could actually choose the font color that you want, those kind of things. You can set all these settings. You can choose the color of your auto shapes. And so the last one you need to do is add your own image. It can be a picture of yourself or anything else. Before and after is that as well to create a 90. If you're wanting to choose a background color, you're going to hit insert again. Page layout, and choose page color. And I will choose kind of this red color. Okay. And actually, you can double click here, and the text is default to black. But if I want to make it similar to this, I can choose maybe that would be a white. Now I'll just double click to get out of it. Now my text here is white. I will save that as, say, depth of field. And then I will save it in my home folder. So I just replace. For some reason I already have one created. We'll save that there. So when you have those changes made, we will upload it to Edmodo. So you just click on the depth of field assignment, and then you'll upload that file, and you're going to go to your home folder, grab the depth of field Word document you created with your 4 images before and after, and just say open. And so that is how you'll complete the second project of this grading cycle. Thank you very much.